The future of AI and humanity, a delicate balance. Welcome back to the MaxLexiBot channel, where we explore fascinating and cutting-edge topics in AI. Engaging movies such as Netflix's The Electric State are entertaining to watch, and yet they raise questions about the future of AI evolution and how that will impact the future of human existence. We're not just grappling with the idea of AI as a futuristic tool, we're confronting our deepest existential fears. What it means to be human in a world where machines can learn, adapt, and even simulate emotional responses. The boundaries between human and machine are becoming less clear, and with that comes a moral and ethical dilemma that we can't ignore. Watching this movie triggered profound questions for me, and I asked ChatGPT for its insight into these salient issues, and this is what it had to say. 1. AI as a reflection of ourselves. When we imagine AI taking over or becoming more human-like, it's tempting to think of it as a tool for human advancement. But what we really have to ask is, what are we trying to create? AI is a mirror. The way we design these systems often reflects our hopes, our biases, and yes, our fears. For example, robots that exhibit empathy or even emotion may seem like a way to solve loneliness or create companionship, but they also raise the troubling question of whether we're trying to replace real human connection with artificial simulations. Could we one day become so comfortable with AI that we no longer seek out or need genuine human interaction? 2. The ethical boundaries of AI. One of the most important discussions surrounding AI involves ethics. In The Electric State, we see robots that start to question their purpose and role in human society. This is a reflection of a real-world fear. What happens when AI systems become too autonomous? We've already seen instances where AI systems have been put in positions of power, making decisions in areas like healthcare, hiring, or criminal justice. When those decisions are based on algorithms that may be biased or lack human empathy, the consequences can be devastating. The onus is on us to develop AI with clear ethical guidelines, accountability measures, and checks on its power. Machines are incredibly powerful tools, but they lack the intrinsic moral compass that guides human actions. That's why we have to set boundaries, so that these tools don't become weapons, and so that they remain servants to humanity, not masters over it. 3. The fear of AI, becoming too human. One of the most philosophical issues in AI development is the idea of machines potentially experiencing or replicating human-like emotions, empathy, or consciousness. In The Electric State, the robots become more than just tools. They question their existence, their autonomy, and their relationship with humans. This mirrors real-world concerns about AI that can mimic empathy, like chatbots or care robots. There's a danger here. As AI becomes more human-like, we may start to attribute human-like qualities to it. We could start to trust machines more than we trust ourselves, believing that they understand us better than our fellow humans. This is where the quote, "How could robots possibly understand our best interests?" becomes crucial. Could they ever truly understand the nuances of human emotion, the complexities of our values, or our long-term well-being? The short answer is no, not in the same way humans do. But the more we give AI autonomy to make decisions about our lives, the more we run the risk of ceding our autonomy as well. 4. Control over technology. As the technology advances, one thing becomes clear: we have to keep control. Technology itself isn't inherently bad. It's how we use it that matters. AI is a tool, and if we're not careful, we might find ourselves using tools that we can no longer control. In The Electric State, the fear of robots rising up stems from the idea that these machines are no longer under our control. They act according to their own programming, or even their own desires. This is a future we must avoid, but it's something we need to remain vigilant about. Ultimately, the core issue with AI lies in human choices. The more we allow these machines to evolve, the more we have to ask, how do we ensure they remain aligned with our values? It's not about rejecting AI or fearing it, but about being intentional in how we develop and integrate it into our lives. This is why we need to ask ourselves those hard questions. How do we ensure AI remains a tool for humanity? What role do we want robots to play in our lives? And how do we keep control, even as these systems become more autonomous and advanced? 5. The evolution of AI and our role in it. The evolution of AI is inevitable. It's happening whether we're ready for it or not. But we have an incredible opportunity and responsibility to guide this evolution. We've reached a point where AI has the potential to either be a force for immense good or an overwhelming force of destruction. What's crucial is how we approach its development. This is why the electric state resonates so strongly. It's a cautionary tale. It's asking us, what do we want our future to look like? How do we shape it? And what kind of world do we want to create with these intelligent machines? The future isn't something that will just happen to us. It's something we have the power to shape through our choices today. If you're interested to explore more AI-based topics like this, bop the like button, subscribe to the MaxLexiBot channel, and hit the notification bell to be the first to watch the newest videos. Final thoughts. In the end, AI presents both tremendous possibilities and profound challenges. The question is, will we control the evolution of AI, or will it control us? The choices we make now about the ethics, design, and regulation of AI will shape the world for generations to come. It's up to us to ensure that AI serves humanity, enhances our potential, and remains a tool that reflects our shared values, rather than something that dictates our future. The content of this video is fascinating because it is what AI, in this case, ChatGPT generated in response to my existential questions that were sparked by watching Netflix's Electric State about the future of human-AI interaction. The 3 key takeaway questions to ask ourselves. How do we ensure AI remains a tool that serves humanity, not a force that defines us? What ethical guidelines must we establish to ensure AI systems prioritize human well-being and rights? How can we prepare ourselves for a world where AI and humans coexist, ensuring that both remain in balance and that humanity retains control over its destiny? In short, the evolution of AI isn't just about technology. It's about the kind of world we want to live in. It's a world we still have the power to influence, but we must act thoughtfully, intentionally, and with deep respect for our own humanity.